Our next guest here, take a look at this videotape on your home set. Driving automobile number 3 in black. Last week became the 1990 Winston Cup NASCAR champion for the 4th time in his career. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Dale Earnhardt. Oh, Dale! Well, we'll get some of that for you a little bit later. You and Gilbert can eat together. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fourth time in your career. Now, a lot of guys never get to be the champion once in their career, and you've done it 4 times. Is there a secret? Are you that much better than everybody else? Do you have better equipment? How do you do this? Got a heavier foot. Good for you.
Yeah, Richard Petty's won 7, we won 4, so it's pretty good.
And so Richard is the all-time champion leader in your
He's the one.
Congratulations
We're
again.
trying to win 7 like he did.
Now, how much when you win a championship, we're talking about in a season, what, 24, 25 races or more than
29
that?
races.
29 races.
We won 9 out of them.
Wow, yeah. And how much money do you win for the championship?
Well, this year we won over $3 million with the championship.
Man, well, that's pretty good.
Just this year.
And your career earnings are about how much?
$13 million.
Wow. Well, you're doing pretty well, aren't you?
10 years.
And your nickname is Ironhead.
Well, that's Bobby Allison's nickname for me. I hit the wall in Pocono and it put me out, knocked me out.
Now, let's go back a second. You hit the wall. You're in your car, I guess, to start with. Yeah.
Well, sure.
And how fast were you going when you tagged the wall?
Probably around 160 mile an hour where we hit. And
160?
hit driver's side first, and it knocked me out. And they was transporting me to the hospital in a helicopter, and it was a narrow helicopter. My feet were out one side and my head out the other. Sort of came to a little bit. Remember a lot of air and sky, and I thought I was going to heaven.
Well, it's a pretty nice ceremony. We're going to heaven.
I woke up the next day and seen Jake Elder, and you hadn't went to heaven. I was still on earth.
Yeah. Now, is that the worst you've ever been injured?
Yes, really.
Yeah. You know, when I watch these races on Sunday afternoon in the spring and through the summer, and they just finished up a couple of weeks ago, these automobiles are capable, I guess, of going over 200 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, we could run probably 226 mile an hour at Talladega or thereabouts. The record's 212.
212 on a closed circuit. Now, and the thing that I notice about NASCAR racing is it's very often you'll have 6, 7, maybe even as many as 10 cars on the lead lap, even late in the race.
Right, drafting together.
Drafting together, and they're literally like nose to tail. Now, why are you able to compete like that? How come so many people have that kind of equipment to maintain that sort of parity?
Well, on the speedways, it's drafting plays a big part, so you're tucked in behind them.
Aerodynamics, you're in a little pocket.
Yeah, and they're sort of towing you along.
Yeah.
You're trusting the guy up front a lot to go the right place. If he hits the wall, probably 6 of us hit the wall.
Yeah.
So you don't want to follow him all the time.
Yeah, but why don't you see that in other forms of automobile racing? You very rarely see that kind of close-knit pack racing to the last lap.
I think we got more guts, I reckon.
Oh!
Our cars are, we're stock-bodied cars, and the aerodynamics play a big part on the Indy-type cars, and they can't get right close to each other because it takes the air off the car and they crash.
Yeah. Now, we've had a lot of guys on here. In fact, we had
Richard Petty.
Richard Petty has been here.
This guy won the Daytona 500.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. What is his name? I can't.
I forgot.
Oh no. I forgot also. Why did I forget? Derek Cope.
There you go.
Yeah. You were leading on the last lap. You had like a quarter of a mile to go, and you ran over debris, and your tire goes out. And
busted right rear tire.
Yeah. Now, you've not won Daytona, right?
I've won Daytona, the firecracker race in July, but I haven't won the Daytona 500. That's like the Super Bowl race for us.
Yeah. But that's just another part of racing, the heartbreaks, the frustration.
You want to win. It's like winning Le Mans if you're a 24-hour racer, or winning the Indy 500 if you're Al Unser Jr.
Right. So anyway, I've had all of these guys on, and I've asked them if I can't get me one of these cars that we're talking about here.
I've invited you to come down and test, and you haven't come down and test.
I'll come down and test.
Daytona in January, you come out and test.
I'll be down there to test. But see, I want one of these.
Helmet, got your name on it.
I got my own helmet. I'll be down.
I got your helmet.
But I want one of these cars. Now, they're stock cars.
They're stock cars.
Now, how big is the engine in them?
They're 355 cubic inch.
Right, that's what I want.
650 horsepower.
That's what I want. Radio?
Yeah, two-way radio.
In fact, let me buy, I'll pay for it. I don't want somebody to donate this. Let me buy like one of your old cars. You go out there, sort it out, last year's model, and make it street legal. I'll pay for all of this, and I just want to have it at the house to scare the neighbors.
I can do that.
Because people say, geez, looks like Dave's got him a new Lumina. And then, boom, look out.
You got 100,000?
Yeah, well, I would love to have one of those. Now, could that be done?
Oh, yeah. I could sell you one for 100,000.
All right, well, let's talk right after the show. Over dinner. And what are you going to do in the off-season now?
Test and get ready to race. Go deer hunting, fishing.
Yeah. And you own a chicken ranch, chicken farm?
Cattle farm and chicken ranch. Now I'm in cahoots with Purdue.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, you got a contract with the Purdue folks.
Yeah.
Are you getting close to retiring or not?
Me?
Yeah, okay.
Tim, are you retired?
Yeah, well, I did earlier tonight. Didn't you hear? Yeah, happened about 8 minutes into the show. I hit the wall. I hit the wall.
Crashed and burned.
That's right. Dale Earnhardt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Who's that guy? Get that guy out of here. Who is that guy? Hey, Morty, who is this guy over here? Get him out. Oh, that's the chef. Oh, how do you do, Chef? Nice to see you. Okay. Okay, we got to go. I'd like the floor mats, the tinted windshields, and the undercoating.
Got it.
Tomorrow on the program, it's the same show. We're going to do it again for you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. Let's all take this opportunity to tuck in our ties. Our next guest has performed at clubs all over Canada and the United States, including the Improv in Los Angeles and also Catch a Rising Star and Stand Up New York here in Manhattan. And now, making his network television debut, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Norm Macdonald. Norm, are you...
Well, thanks. Good to be here. I've been traveling around a lot, watching a lot of the TV, you know, and you've seen these new sports on the TV where they'll try to combine two sports together and make up a new sport. You know, like a guy will run a 100-yard dash and then fish. But I love the TV. You know, I saw a cat food commercial, and I said at the end of it, I said, all natural food for your cat. All natural food. But cat food's made out of horse meat. Yeah, that's the way it works in nature. The cat right above the horse in the food chain. Matter of fact, every time my kitty gets a little cooped up in the apartment, I need to take him down to a racetrack, let him stalk some prey down there. So cute, he comes trotting back with a stallion hanging out of his mouth there, you know. But I love the TV, you know, anything at all. The only thing I don't like, you ever see it when there's a celebrity that you really respect and admire, and then he shows up on some cheap TV show, you know? Last week I was watching the Hollywood Squares, and a secret square, J.D. Salinger. But I like game shows. That's my favorite thing, you know, big prizes and everything. You ever see The Dating Game? You ever see that show? That's a weird show there. The prize on that show, another contestant. Talk about cheap. And they always do the same thing on that show. They get a beautiful girl, match her up with 3 giant dorks. Last week they had a guy on. He was a crazy guy. Loony bin, psycho, wingnut. You can tell by the way they introduce him. They go, bachelor number 2 is a shadowy lurking character whose hobbies include skulking. Please welcome from no fixed address. He's just a guy. Menacing figure shambles into the studio there, you know. And then they make the girl ask those questions, you know, laced with sexual innuendo. You know, girl go, bachelor number 2, if I were a popsicle, what would you do to me then if I were a popsicle? That's what it says in the card here. And the guy goes, well, if you're a popsicle, huh? Well, first of all, I guess I'd take your wrapper off. If you know what I mean. And then I'd grab a hold of your sticks. If you know what I mean. And then I'd press you against the counter till you're broken too. Put happy in the freezer till later. You know what I mean, Abby? You understand what I'm getting at? It's crazy. But a lot of violence on TV. You know, kids aren't supposed to watch violence now on the TV. They're afraid maybe the kids will copy what they see on the screen, you know. I can't even get a funny cartoon anymore because some 12-year-old watched a particularly violent episode of the Roadrunner Coyote Show. And the next day they found him in the bottom of a canyon. Had 2 giant springs strapped to his feet. A big couple of springs. Had a little umbrella in his hand. Sign said, "Yikes." But there's violence everywhere. You know, I was reading a paper. This guy, if you can believe this, a guy killed his family because the devil told him to. Can you believe that? Imagine that, killing your family, and then you go back to the devil, you go, "Yes, devil, I did as you instructed. I killed my family, and I chopped them up and put them in a duffel bag. Here they are. I'll be burying them tonight at the shallow grave by the side of the railroad track, as you have commanded, O Lord host of the hoary netherworld." Then the devil pulls off a mask. "It's me, Bob!" You go, "Oh, Bob! Yes, you got me, Bob. You got me there. I got my family in a duffel bag over here." That's one for you there, Bob. This dirty dog. So I had this dream today. You ever have a dream, and then you wake up right in the middle of a great dream, and then you're back in your stinking life again? So then you try to fall asleep, re-dream it? Man, that never works. Always end up with some weird mutation of your original dream there, you know? Like in the first dream, I was in a pool with Christy Brinkley, and we were swimming toward each other, and then I woke up. So I fell asleep again. I end up shooting pool with David Brinkley. You guys are doing great. Thanks very much.
Our next guest made his television debut on our program last year, and from tomorrow through Sunday, you can see this man working on stage at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, a very funny man, Norm Macdonald. Norm!
Thank you. Well, it's good to be here. I'm trying to become a better person now. You ever try to do that? That's, I gave some money to a homeless guy there on the street today, and this is kind of odd. He had a dog with him. You ever see this? Homeless guy, he's got a dog. He doesn't have a home, you know, but he's got a dog, and, you know, the dog's thrilled with this deal, you know. Dog's going, "Hey, pal, I can do this by myself pretty well, you know." Like the longest walk in the world to the dog, you know. I'm trying to become a better person. I'm trying not to lie as much as I used to, you know. You ever lie for no reason, you know? Usually there's a purpose to your lies, but sometimes, you know, just a big lie will spill out of your evil head there. You know, you don't even know why, you know, like, a guy will come up to you and go, "Hey, you ever see that movie with Meryl Streep and the horse?" And then you go, "Yes." And then in the back of your head, you go, "What the hell am I lying about over here? I stand to gain nothing by this lie. The hell am I thinking back here in my head?" But I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to quit smoking, you know. That's a tough thing, boy. I smoked ever since I was a kid, you know. I always remember one time I was a little kid, I was about 9 years old, and I was sneaking a cigarette behind my garage, and my dad caught me. I'll never forget it. He hauled me in. I thought I was in for the strapping of my life, you know. What he did is he pulled out his big cigar. Must have been half the size of my arm, this giant cigar. Stuck it in my mouth, lit it up, made me smoke it all the way through, right to the end. And that's when I started smoking cigars real heavy. So that didn't work out there. Plan backfired on him. But my doctor, he's trying to talk me out of smoking. He showed me a picture, a smoker's lung. Oh! It was gross and disgusting. And he showed me pictures of a healthy guy's lung. Oh, it was gross and disgusting. Also, as well. So, turns out lungs are gross and disgusting. And That's why they put them on the inside. You don't have to look at them all the time. You know, put them under your jacket there so you don't have to see them. But I'm trying to get in shape, you know, work out and stuff like that, you know. I'm not in good shape. I used to be in good shape when I was young. You know, that's when I looked good. I was in my peak physical condition back when I was 1. That's when I looked good, man. I can show you pictures of me when I was 1. You wouldn't know me now. You're not gonna... I even look good for my age. People will come up to me and go, what are you, 0? And I go, no, I'm 1. They go, man, you don't look a day past 0. I'm not kidding you there. You look 0 to me. I go, well, I'm 1. But I got to start working out, you know. I haven't worked out for forever. I never worked out. But I got to start, you know, because I like watching guys, you know, bodybuilding contests. I saw this bodybuilding competition the other day, the Mr. World competition, you know. So the guy wins it. He's the best in the world. He's Mr. World. So in the end, they say, don't miss next month, the Mr. Universe contest. I don't know about you guys, but I'm putting my money on Mr. World on this one, you know. I figure he's a shoo-in with his home planet advantage and everything. This guy, you know, he's Mr. World there. You know, he's not a ham sandwich. But, I don't know. You see a lot of them sports on the TV, you know. It's not cliff diving. There's a weird sport, huh? Guy diving off a cliff, you know? And it's an odd sport. There's no way of telling who's a better cliff diver, you know? Like, if you survive at all, you know, you're a great cliff diver there, you know? There's only 2 categories in cliff diving, guy was telling me. There's grand champion and then stuff on a rock. It's a tough sport to make a comeback in, I'll tell you that right now. Hey, you guys have been great. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Norm, nice job. Very funny.
Thank you, sir.
And whatever you do, don't touch the microphone. Yeah. My thanks to Neil Patrick Harris as well, and of course Art Donovan. We'll see you folks tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. Hey, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I've been doing this for about 12 years, and that's the first time a guest has slapped me.
Yeah.
No, Richard Simmons.
Right.
No, but that wasn't on the show, so that doesn't count.
Ooh, well.
Our next guest this evening made his network television debut with us on our old show. Now he is in his first year as a featured performer on Saturday Night Live. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the very funny Norm Macdonald. Norm! Hey, Norm!
Thanks, good to be here. I feel a little gross today, you know. I had some of them fish sticks. You ever have them? And they don't tell you on a package how many you're supposed to eat. So I had 40. So I'm feeling kind of gross or something, you know. I had a good holiday, though. A lot of Christmas presents, you know, a lot of good stuff there, you know. A lot of bad gifts, too. One guy gave me a lottery ticket. You ever get that as a gift? Man, that stinks, huh? What the hell? Guy thinking giving you that, you know? Go, here you go. Nothing. Merry Christmas. Nothing. You know, unless it wins, then it's something. But let's face it, you know, a guy give you a lottery ticket, you know, he don't want it to win. That's the last thing he wants there, you know. It's a nightmare that'd be, you know. Imagine that, you know, you get a call a week after Christmas. Say, hey, Bill, what's happening? Yeah, I remember that ticket I gave you. 14 million bucks, huh? Good for you, Bill. Listen, what did you get me again? I can't remember. I know I got you the 14 million bucks, but I can't remember now. Oh, yeah, it was a cup. Yes, I am enjoying it. Sure, I had a coffee out of it there and some tea, you know, and I'm hoping maybe soup or, the world's greatest fisherman, it said on it, didn't it? Some big smiling fish on it. Listen, Bill, I guess no chance that cup skyrocketing in value in the next couple of days, huh? All right, I gotta go now, Bill. I gotta go rip my throat out with a screwdriver. But I had a good holiday there, man. I had a lot of fun, you know, and I watched a lot of TV, you know. I enjoy watching that. I watched Beavis and the Butthead. Do you like that show? That was a good show. I like Beavis, but I especially like the Butthead. And Star Search, you ever watch that show? That's my favorite show, you know. Especially the junior dance category. That's my favorite, you know. And Ed McMahon always introduces them there, you know. Hot property! You know, they come out and they're dancing. Too cute for you! You know, and you don't even see junior dancers anywhere else. You know, that's the only show that you ever see them, you know. You know, it's never like you go, hey, honey, what do you want to do tonight? Maybe catch a movie, get a beer or something down at the bar, or, hey, I know, what about that new club down there where they got the 6-year-olds dancing? Maybe we could go down there. I understand Hot Property's going to be there tonight, you know? I've never seen them live. I've only seen them on TV. But I love Stars. They always name their groups like that in Star Search, too, right? Hot Property and The Next Big Thing and stuff like that, you know? As if that helps, you know? It's always like, and now, this next band has been kicking around the Boca Raton area for the last 16 years. Now, America, say hello to Overnight Success! Then it always looks bad when they lose, you know? It's always, well, another tough decision for the judges. Our challengers, Overnight Success, receive 1 1/4 stars. And where do they get the judges on that show? Do you ever see the judges on Star Search? You know, they always kind of got those lame credentials there, you know, kind of suspicious, you know? So I was like, and now it's time to meet our judges. The president of Tri-Media Artists. He represents such stars as Meadowlark Lemon. Okay, thanks a lot, folks. There you go.
We'll be right back, folks. Thank you, Norm. Very funny. Sir, Hot Property! Norm, very funny.
Thanks very
Good to
much.
have you with us, and please come back anytime. It was great fun. Very, very funny stuff. My thanks to Terry Bradshaw and the hunky Jason Priestley. We'll see you tomorrow night, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Good night, everybody. Our next guest is currently in the #1 motion picture in the country called Billy Madison. He is also on Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Norm Macdonald. Norm.
Thank you. Well, I'm feeling good. I'm a little tired. You know, I started working out today. I've been kind of putting it off. But I'm trying to get in shape. You know, I'm not in good shape. And I used to be back when I was young. You know, that's when I was in, oh, my God. Oh, back then? Oh, my God. I was in my peak physical condition back when I was like 1. That's when I looked good. Should have seen me back then. Holy God. You wouldn't know me now if you see me back when I was 1. I even look good for my age. People come up and go, what, are you 0? What? And I go, no, I'm 1. And they go, man, you don't look a day past 0. I'm not kidding you there. And I go, well, thanks, but no, I'm 1. So, I tell you, man, I'm trying to be a better person. You know, I'm trying not to lie as much as I used to. I used to lie all the time for some reason. And, you know, now I'm trying not to, you know, because... You know, sometimes there's a reason for your lies. You know, like you want to protect somebody's feelings or, you know, screw over your buddy Larry or something like that. But do you ever just lie for no reason at all, folks? You know, just all of a sudden, a big lie will spill out of your evil head there. And you don't even know why, you know, like, you know, a guy will come up and go, hey, you ever see that movie with Meryl Streep and the horse? And then you go, yes. And then in the back of your head, you go, what the hell am I lying about over here? I stand to gain nothing by this lie. What the hell am I thinking back here in my head? But I'm having a good time. Bought a dog the other day. Man, I tell you, go to this dog store. These things are expensive, huh? These dogs, can you believe it? I had no idea. Guy tries to sell me this dog, $600, you know, pit bull, you know, $600 dog. And, you know, I don't want to buy a big $600 dog. I was looking to pay, you know, $1, something like that. $2, I don't know. My ceiling was $2, and this guy's talking 600. So the guy says, you want to buy? He says, this is a pit bull. This will protect your valuables, you know. And I don't have a lot of valuable things there, folks. I don't own a lot, you know. I mean, I buy the pit bull. That would be the most valuable thing I own. You know, I'd have to buy something to protect it, you know. I'd be out shopping for Wolverines, you know. I'd be down at the Wolverine store the next day. But I don't want a pit bull. That's a crazy dog, man. Just rip your throat out, that dog, you know. You don't want a dog like that. I don't even know where that dog came from either. When I was a kid, there weren't any pit bulls. And then, how the hell does that happen? Just dogs show up like that. What the hell is that? It's like crazy. It's insane. But I never buy a dog. When I'm buying my dogs, you know, I always think to myself, I go, hey, if this dog were to go berserk, you know, would I be able to take him? You know, I think that to myself. I got one of them wiener dogs, you know, that's a nice dog. I could beat the hell out of him if I wanted to, you know? I don't want to brag, but, you know, I don't have any problem with that. Because a wiener dog could never, like, jump up and rip your throat out. That can't happen, you know? You'd have to be lying down. That'd be the only way he could have a chance, you know? You'd have to be sleeping, like you're lying down to sleep. And then maybe the wiener dog sneak up late at night, starts nibbling at your throat there, you know? And then, you know, maybe by daybreak he's got a hold of a vein, he's pulling out a vein, you know? And you wake up and go, oh, get away from me, a wiener dog. What the hell are you doing there? What do you think you are, a pit bull or something? You're nothing but a wiener dog. That's all you ever will be. I don't know. But, no, I love my wiener dog. The worst they can give you, maybe you get a hickey. That's about all you can get, you know? That's embarrassing, folks. You ever have a hickey? Oh, my Lord, huh? Walking down the street there, you got an embarrassing hickey. You got to try to, and people see you in the street, you know, they go, hey, you got a wiener dog over there, huh? You know? And then you go, oh. But I don't know. I love my dog. I buy him. So you ever buy a gift for your dog? Feel like a jackass, no? You're going out buying I got him one of them bones. I thought he wanted like one of them rubber bones, you know? I thought that's a good gift for a dog, you know? And I give it to my dog, and the dog's like, oh, great, it's a bone. Ah, yeah, it's not. A million laughs or so. That's a good one. It's not a bone at all, huh? So, I don't know. My grandmother, she's all excited I got a wiener dog. She knitted him a sweater. That's the kind of, you know, I feel sorry for her, you know, knitting a dog's a sweater. But she sent me this sweater, and I don't want to make the dog wear it, you know. It's humiliating for the dog, you know. Wear a sweater. It's ridiculous, you know. And then I figure, what happens like the dog gets lost, you know? He's wearing a sweater. What the hell? That's got to be here in New York, you know. Them's mean streets if you're a wiener dog in a cardigan. They don't last too long. Hey, thanks a lot, folks. You've been great.
Next guest is a very funny person. He is the anchor of the Weekend Update on the very popular television program Saturday Night Live. Do me a favor, folks. Please welcome him back to the program. Here's Norm Macdonald. Norm! You know, up in the office earlier this afternoon, we were looking at some videotape of your work on Weekend Update. Very, very funny. You do a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, very amusing stuff.
Thanks, man.
How did you get your start in? I know you originally was a stand-up comedian, but how did that begin?
Well, I was in Canada, you know, and then, and so a lot of, we don't do much show business in Canada, and then they called me from the States to do the show, you know, Star Search?
Star Search, yeah, Ed McMahon, the Star Search.
Ed McMahon.
Yeah.
And so it was the international Star Search. It was a special Star Search.
Because you're Canadian.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
So I was in that, and then I lost. It was horrible.
Oh.
I got the lowest score like ever.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what they told me. And so I was up against guys that were much more international. Like there was one guy, he was from Africa, and he had like a big robe and a hat. And then another guy from Australia, and he had a hat too. And then I just had like a jag and a little tie.
Yeah,
you know?
you needed the hat, sure.
I didn't have a hat. So, and all my stuff wasn't funny. That didn't help.
No, that's no. All the hats in the world won't help that.
So I went on. It was really humiliating. You know?
I'm sorry to hear that.
And nobody laughed. Even Ed didn't laugh. I knew I was doing bad.
Ed McMahon wasn't laughing?
That's what he does for a living.
Yeah, more or less, sure.
So, he was taking some time off while I was out there. And he was just glaring at me there. And but he was a good guy. He always makes it dramatic, tries to make it dramatic.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a big moment.
Yeah.
Sure.
So even if it's, you know, everybody knew I was going to lose. But you have to go out with the other guy and with the guys with the hats, and I knew I was going to lose. And then, you know, he goes like, another tough decision for the judges. And that was the only time I heard laughter. When I was on stage. He said, all right, Canadian champion Norm Macdonald receives 3/4 of a star.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good at all.
I figured out later that to get 3/4 of a star, 3 guys had to give me 1 star, and then 1 guy gave me none.
It's terrible.
I worked it
Well,
out.
you've persevered and succeeded in spite of that. One of the nice things when you do a weekly variety show like Saturday Night Live, and you have a different guest host each week, you get to meet a lot of really exciting, famous show business luminaries.
I don't know a lot of them, though. You know, they're like famous, like they're kind of famous, like hot guys. The guys that are hot,
Sure, yeah.
they're hot
Yeah.
at the time, and I don't follow it that much. And I don't know, unless it's like the Fonz or something. I don't know that many famous guys. And so everybody around the office, they're excited.
It's a buzz.
Yeah, they go, hey, Norm, man, you wouldn't believe who's here this week. You're not going to believe it. And then I go, what was it, the Fonz? And they go, no, it's that guy, Courtney Johnson from the L.A. Detective Story show, you know? And I go, yeah, he's good too, you know? And then, I don't follow it. But you can't, you gotta be nice. You're like,
sure, you have to, because they're a guest in your home, more or less.
They are big stars, you know, and so I got to meet with them, and I just pretend, I pretend to know, you know, I go, yeah, you're good on the show, you're my favorite with the gun, you know, and then, I'm trying my best.
Well, again, you do a nice job. I hope you have a nice summer. Do you have plans for the summer?
I'm going to hang out with my wife and kid.
Oh, that'll be good. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Norm, thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thanks
have a great holiday weekend. Good to see you. Norm Macdonald. We'll be back with Elastica. Welcome back to the big broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you that Mia Farrow is something very, very appealing about her.
She's the greatest.
And a fine actress, and you think about the life that she's led. It's an amazing story, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her. I'm very fond of
Terrific.
her. Yeah, very nice woman. Lives in Connecticut. You know, I live in Connecticut.
You do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You live near her?
Huh?
You live near her?
I don't know. She wouldn't say.
Ah.
Did you notice she kept that vague kind of, she says, oh, yeah, in Connecticut. And then she said, you live up there, too.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe one day we'll bump into each other.
Right.
Exit 40 on I-95. Well, look, there's Mia Farrow and 18 kids. That's nice.
Could be.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to tell you that our next guest is the very funny anchorman of the Weekend Update on the wildly successful and popular television program Saturday Night Live. When is that show on, Paul?
It's a Saturday night.
Saturday night
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
When do they film the show? Do
Well,
you
they
know?
don't film it.
They don't film it?
It's live.
Oh, it's live.
Yeah, it's a live show.
They do it on Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live, yeah.
So we're seeing it as they're doing
It's
it.
live on Saturday night.
I'll be damned. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice welcome for Mr. Norm Macdonald. Norm, come on up. Attaboy, Norm. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Very good.
Nice to see you. You know, I think the world of your work. I think you're very, very funny, man, and I like the little weekend update thing you do
like
there.
that?
Yeah. And they involve you in the what do they call those? Skits? Every now and then you get to be in a skit.
Sketches.
Do you like being in the skits?
I can't act, but, you
Yeah.
know, whenever they need a guy to answer a door or something.
Well, you're damn good at it, Norm. Don't sell yourself short. And you're getting to be kind of like a celebrity, like a big deal, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of marginally. I did a celebrity golf tournament.
Is it fun?
It's all right, you know. Well, it didn't work out very well.
Why not?
Well, the thing is, the idea is you go and there's 3 regular guys, and then there's the celebrity.
Yeah.
You know.
So it'd be like a guy from the Rotary Club, a guy from the bank, a guy from the Kiwanis Club, and you playing a foursome.
And so I showed up there, and there were 3 guys there. My tee time was like 10:15, and so one of the guys, he says to me, we're just standing there, and the guy says to me, he says, hey, I wonder who our celebrity is.
That's no good.
So you don't want to, you know, it's hard to identify yourself as a celebrity
Sure,
to others,
yeah.
you know. And so I said it was me, and we golfed. I spent the whole first 9 holes trying to explain who I was to the guy. And plus, there were other guys. They were like celebrity spotting. They were like envious of all the others. So then I was like, "Hey, Scoey Mitchell, look at that over there," you know. Or there's Chachi. I was even doing it, you know. And
It's kind of a thrill for you as well. Then.
it was pretty cool to see these guys. And plus, it doesn't help that I'm no good at golf. I stink at golf.
Not
so,
very good.
You know, not only, you know, I've been in the woods all the time trying to find my ball, and they're on the fairway going, "Hey, where the hell's that guy? We don't know who he is," you know.
It sounds like a fun outing, though, all in all.
Yeah, that was fun.
Now, when you go out, generally, I would guess, though, the people usually know who you are when you're walking around New York City, especially. You get recognized all the time?
A little bit. Sometimes, a lot of times I get like, hey, you're that guy from Saturday Night Live. And then I go, yeah. And then they go, that show sucks.
No, see, that's not good. That's no good.
And then I go, yes, thank you very much. Sometimes, a lot of times, like, because I'm not famous, but one guy will recognize me and everybody else won't. So it'll just make a big, like, hey, and then everyone looks at me, what? And then I go, I'm the guy from the TV. But I want to get famous, that's my big goal.
Really? To
Not
be famous?
enough so that I can't walk down the street,
right.
Like you, where your life is hell, but I want to... I'd like to get famous enough so that if I ever had like, problems with my liver or something, I could get another one quick. That kind of...
You want to go to the top of the list?
Yeah.
How is your liver? Everything all right there? Okay, good.
Everything's
good.
fine
Knock
with
on
my
wood.
liver,
Thank
but
God.
if I get famous enough, I'm going to hit the booze.
Yeah. And it's nice to know that you have that as kind of an insurance policy. Yeah. But I know you, in addition to the television work, you've done films. You've worked in movies. You've been in a couple of films, haven't you?
One.
Yeah. Do you like that kind of work?
Yeah, I'm not a good actor, but I was called Billy Madison. Was my buddy Adam Sandler put me in the movie?
Yeah, I remember the film
because I had nothing to do that summer.
Needed a guy to answer the door.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, but it was in the heat, and at one point I passed out.
No.
Yeah, I was supposed to be lying on a lawn chair. That was my big scene, and. They tell you to do something funny, and so I was lying on the lawn chair, and all of a sudden it was like so hot out. I got later they told me like sunstroke, and then I passed out.
You're out.
And then they chucked a bunch of ice on me, and I woke up, and they were very concerned because I guess if a guy dies on a movie, it's not good.
No. No.
Especially a guy that they didn't even like in the movie in the first place.
Puts a real damper on those ticket sales.
Yeah.
So you're all right, though. It wasn't your liver.
Yeah.
No, okay.
No, it wasn't my liver.
Yeah. You're Canadian, right?
Yeah, I'm from Canada.
Yeah, where about in Canada?
Quebec City.
Quebec City.
Yeah, you know that?
Yeah. Now, are they removing themselves from the rest of the province in the country?
Yeah, they're going to be leaving.
They really?
Yeah.
Did that vote go through? Wasn't that a referendum or something in Canada?
Yeah, they're French.
Yeah, I understand.
So we don't really care.
Oh, you don't care? Well, if you don't care, what the hell? I tell you what let's do. Let's you and me, right after the show, get ourselves cleaned up real nice, and we'll go out to dinner with Mia Farrow.
Oh, man, she is the most
Isn't she
beautiful
great?
girl I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And a fine actress. Have you seen her act recently?
You know what I saw was Alice. I loved Alice.
Yeah.
God, that was a great movie.
All right. Norm, let's see, is the show, you doing a show this weekend?
Yeah,
Who's the big
Gabriel
host?
Burns.
Yeah, Gabriel Burns, fine actor.
He's great.
Yeah,
he's famous. He could get a liver like that.
There you go. Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Thanks for that. We got to do another commercial, and we'll continue here with George Clooney. Come on back.
I'm thankful because there's a new word in the English language, and this year I get to OJ the turkey.
I'm thankful for my wonderful new baby boy, who is a pure joy and is currently dating Cher.
So years later, we hadn't been on the show. In fact, we weren't really hadn't done any TV shows. And then Black was, or it was a single Black, or it wasn't even a single, it was just getting played on the radio. And Dave kept doing this thing, Paul, doing his monologue. Paul, who does that one again?
ladies and gentlemen, our first guest tonight. By the way, Paul, more Eddie Vedder, okay? Will you do me a favor? I don't ask you for much, do I?
More Eddie Vedder
We'll
on the
just
show?
load it up and go nuts. Eddie
I can
Vedder,
do
okay?
that.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah,
Appreciate
maybe
it.
not tonight.
No, not tonight. I'm saying tonight. Tonight.
In general,
Yeah,
tonight, Eddie Vedder.
You owe me something tonight for going to sleep early.
I
You went
was
down.
not-
You
I
took a
was
nap.
with
No, you
you.
took a nap
I
on
thought
me.
you were
No,
gonna
you
say
took a
it
nap.
first.
You took an. Admit it. You took a nap.
All right.
And
No,
Paul, tonight, more Eddie Vedder.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Do you think or not?
So far, we know one song. We played it last night.
Yeah, and
That's
I didn't
all
even
we know
recognize
so far.
it. Yeah, it was
Jeremy.
more Eddie. Yeah, heat it up.
We can do it again.
How about that Black? You do
Yeah.
that?
No, I don't know that one.
Try it. Figure
Yeah,
it out.
we're
See what you
working
can
on
do.
that one.
Oh,
We
okay.
are working on that one as we speak.
Okay.
This went on for like 2-3 weeks. Do. Paul, do. Did you call him, Paul? He hasn't called you back. Okay, he's on. Okay. And then he started like looking into the camera like, Eddie. And then one night this is back when I was smoking a little something. And I'm sitting there by myself. I'm a little bit high. And he just leans in and just does the Eddie thing. And look, I love watching the show. I'm watching the show all the time. I need to watch the show. It's part of. Yeah. But like this Eddie thing, it's got to stop. He's fucking freaking me out. TV is talking to me.
How do you do? I love what you've done with the rec room. It's very nice. Yeah. Where's Billy? Billy? Billy?
I'm almost 50. You got tell me you got Eddie Vedder loaded up tonight.
Absolutely.
Are you? What are we gonna hear?
Oh, yeah, Black.
Okay, you gonna
Black,
knock us out?
baby.
You gonna drop us dead?
You know it.
Okay.
Black is black.
I want to talk to you about the movie. I want to talk to you about your life. I want to talk to you about anything you want to chat about. We have to do a commercial. Do you mind? We'll do a commercial.
Feel free.
Sure. And then we'll get to all of those other things when we come back with Alec Baldwin. Nice going. Thank you very much, Eddie.
Wow. You know, what?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, people don't realize that when you have a commercial, your audience
It's
is
the
treated
best
to this
part. I'm telling you, I've
music
said this before.
festival.
The best part. Great. Right up. You're great.
Oh, man.
Many nights during the commercials, we invite the audience up on stage to dance. It's just that good. They're just that damn good. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take it just a second here, if I can, to tell you a little bit about my personal credo. I was going to share something with people, a little insight into the kind of thing that makes me tick.
Right.
You know, in this day and age we find ourselves in, 1996, February, well into February 1996, a lot of people in this country today say wah.
Huh?
I say wahoo! I am sick and tired of people in this country saying wah.
Exactly.
I say wahoo! As I pointed out yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad state of affairs that in 1996 we find ourselves surrounded by people, most of whom say wah. That's right, most of whom just say wah. Well, I'm telling you here tonight, I'm the guy that says wahoo. Get that Eddie Vedder sitting in with a band one night.
Yeah, no.
Get that, will you sit in? You think
No,
Eddie?
you're talking-
Give
I
him a
don't
call
know.
right after the show.
Can you call him?
I don't even know where he lives.
All right, I know.
Yeah, call him. Have him sitting in the band. I want to hear him doing that. Wah! Wah! Yeah, it's fun, ain't it? Ladies and gentlemen, here in my right hand, I have a copy of the old top 10 list. Let's go. The category tonight from the home office in Grand Rapids, Michigan. By the way, we're seriously considering moving the home office from Grand Rapids to Wahoo, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a mayor. We got a piece of letter here, a piece of mail from the mayor, the town council. They want us to move the home office to Wahoo. The governor right here, Nebraska, says, move the home office to Wahoo, Nebraska.
There is a Wahoo?
Right there. And they say, for one thing, it'll enable you to say the word Wahoo every night.
More, yeah.
Because, I'm the kind of guy that says Wahoo. I don't say wah, I say Wahoo.
Yes, you do.
So I went to, there was some kind of Ramones thing. They were playing Coney Island High for like the last time. And I went, and then as soon as I landed, I called the Letterman office. I don't know how I got the number. And then said, can I just come by and stop this? And is there anything I can do to stop this? And then they snuck me in the side. I talked to Paul. He said, you just come in. And I came in, I sang the song, and then I got back in the cab. And then I was able to watch the show after that.
On the program this evening, a great actor. This man's, in addition to being a great actor, has led a fascinating life. Dennis Hopper, Dave Chappelle, a very funny man, and Pete Droge. Why? I know someday you'll have a beautiful Cool, all right. Eddie, you promised me 6 weeks ago you'd make a call.
I know, I'm working on it.
Call Eddie.
I'm working on it.
Ask him, can he be on the
I've
show?
placed a few calls.
All right, I
I'm
appreciate
not having
it.
much success.
I'm
working on it.
Huh?
I'm working on it.
Huh?
I've placed a few
That's
calls.
a hilarious comedy routine Paul and I worked up this afternoon. Huh?
Huh?
What?
I'm working.
Huh?
I'm working.
What?
I'm working.
Huh?
Working.
It's a classic, believe me.
It's like, who's on first?
Can it be mine? Why can it be mine? What the hell was that?
That's the Oprah Uma song.
Oh, is that what that is?
Little
Oh, very nice.
composition.
Oh, you see, you're making a little dough of that
Yeah,
now.
that's right,
great.
yeah, anything I can
Yeah, why can it be? Why can it be? Yeah, why? Do me a favor. Later tonight, get a clock on the... I want to find out how long we
How
go.
long that section is.
Why? Yeah, cool.
You know what?
Huh?
Do you want to really know how that's done?
Yeah.
Have it done
Do
right?
it for me. Do it for me.
Okay. Eddie?
Huh? Wait a minute. No.
or can it be mine?
He's vanished. He's ghost. He's history. He's in a cab. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you very much. That was very nice. Okay, we got to do a commercial. We'll be right back with this. Eddie, come here. Come here. Eddie, come here. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to have you here. Nice job. Thank you, sir. Eddie Vedder. Yeah. All right. We're happy to have this gentleman with us. He's a delight to have on the program, a very funny man. To use a show business term, my first guest tonight is money in the bank. He is always well-prepared, extremely charming, and witty without posing a threat. Which, believe me, is very important. He also makes some pretty decent motion pictures. The latest with Jackie Gleason is called Nothing in Common. Folks, please say hello to Tom Hanks. Nice to see you.
You're off work? You've got the
No,
jacket off?
I'm fed up with the jackets, and it's hot, and so I just take it off. And
the dog days.
It's like being at work. You come in, you take off your jacket, and you go to work.
This looks like it's made out of steel plate. This shirt. It is like so stiff. This is like
I get arch. Medium starch.
It's nice. It's good blue.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's see. This latest motion picture is another. You're making nothing but really big films now, aren't you? The last one was Money Pit, which Steven Spielberg was involved in.
That was.
Yeah. And this one with your Jackie Gleason?
It's big time, and we're making it with only big time folks, so I'm in the big time, Dave.
And there was a time, I guess, when you obviously were not in the big time.
I did not make big time films for a great majority of my life, as a matter of fact.
What was the first film you made?
The first actual appearance on camera I made in a movie was a movie called He Knows You're Alone, which is a epic hack and slasher film. You remember the hack and slash period of filmmaking? In which every movie had a knife rack in it. You know, the girl would be at home and they'd pan across the kitchen. There would be a knife rack loaded with knives. And she'd hear a noise. She'd go off into another part of the house and she'd come back, and there the knife rack would be without a knife in it. Knife rack! That's the type of movie that it was.
How long ago was this?
This was 800 years ago. This was 1943. This I believe it was 78, 79, something.
Was that before your television show?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. I played a guy in this movie. I always said that if this was Gilligan's Island, I would have played the professor. It was that bad a role. I had nothing to do in this.
And was the thing released? It actually was.
Yeah, it came out when we were making it. When the guy wrote it, who was a very nice guy, very talented writer, it was called Shriek. Actually, it was called Shriek. Then while we were making it, it was called The Uninvited. What did this mean? Nobody really knew. And then MGM, they cut it together and released it as Blood Wedding. Blood Wedding! And then there was finally came out of the title, He Knows You're Alone.
He Knows You're Alone.
The whole title was, He Knows You're Alone, so don't go in the house because they're going to stab you with a knife. But they chopped it up.
And this is all of the victims were brides. That was the deal.
The psycho killer had to kill brides. Now, he could either walk into, you know, a place where a wedding was going on and, like, slash away, or he could overhear somebody talking about their wedding.
Or go to Bloomingdale's, look through the registry.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Find out who's getting married.
Ooh, number 709. What's the pattern on the knives for this one?
And so that was your very first theatrical film.
Yeah, and this was funny, because we had a scene that was at an amusement park, and we were shooting it here in New York. In December, this is the dead of winter. There's no snow on the ground, but it is filthy cold outside. Bitter, bitter cold. And we go to Staten Island and shoot at the Staten Island Fun Center. And we're all wrapped up in mufflers and gloves. And think, why are these people on the Rocco plane? It's obviously 10 degrees below zero here. Why are they going on the tilt-a-whirl now? It's like, wind burn on the face. Oh, my lips are chapped. Give me something so I can shoot this thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
That was my first epic motion picture.
And you did other things before show business. You were a bellhop. But we have to do something. We'll save this, because you worked as a bellhop, right, at a hotel in Oakland.
A bellhop?
Well, we'll get into that. Well, what would it be if it's not a...
It's a bellman.
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 Bellman. A bellman.
Bellhop.
Bellhop. Well,
Bellboy. Why don't you say that?
So bellboy is worse than bellhop?
This is terrible, yes. That's like, hey, Slammo, come here and take my bags. You don't do that.
Hey, Slammo. All right. We'll be back here with Tom Hanks. Slammo. With Tom Hanks. All right, it's Bellman.
It's Bellman.
Bellman
this is a basic step 101 of hotel.
But what was the origin
courtesy
of the term bellhop? That must be kind of an antiquated term.
Bellhop. I think it was like the guys had pants were such that you couldn't really walk in them. You know, they were like long guys' pants tailored for short people or something like that.
And
the crotch was
forced
right
them
about
to
there.
walk as if they were hopping.
I don't know where this.
All right, you were a bellman. Whereabouts?
I was a bellman at the Oakland Hilton Hotel. Actually, we were told we were supposed to call it the Oakland Hilton Inn. But it's stupid to get out of the bus at the airport and yell, Oakland Hilton Inn! It doesn't ring. So, Hilton Hotel, that's what I said.
Was this...
Hilton Hotel, who's coming?
How old a person were you?
I was about 18, 19.
18 or 19.
I had like the most... You know, you have those periods where you feel like a jerk more than you ever will in your entire life for as long as you live. And up to that point, you've never felt like a jerk like this.
I'm going through one of those now.
Yeah, I know.
That's my problem. I'm having trouble with that.
I was, this was at the time of World Team Tennis, you know, this
World Team Tennis, that's right.
And the Golden Gators played at the Coliseum.
The Boston Lobsters.
Boston Lobsters, the LA Strings, the New York Sets.
The Indiana Loves, I think.
Whatever.
Yeah, Philadelphia
Indiana.
Freedoms.
There's a tennis hotbed, Indiana. I'm sure you must
well, actually it is. They have the clay court championships there every summer.
Yeah, great. Indiana, fine. The... They had their all-star game, their all-star game. And they all came in, and I met Billie Jean King and Rod Laver and a bunch of other guys.
Rod Laver.
Sorry, Australian.
Yeah, if you say it with an Australian accent, Laver.
Right, Rod Laver. Right. And I was supposed to, like, deliver these bags right away. And Chris Everett's bags came in. And I had to whisk them on my little cart and zip them off to her room. And I got her out of the shower. I knocked on the door for a half an hour, easy. Miss Everett, your bags are here. Finally, she comes, and she came to the door wrapped in a towel. Furious, more than angry. I mean, mad at me, personally.
Veins in her forehead.
Like this, bulging, holding her towel like this. And I apologized as much as is humanly possible in about 40 seconds, and then got out of there as fast as I could. I felt like such a jerk. And I've never really gotten over it.
Have you ever run into her? Have you run into her since anywhere?
No, I ran into Billie Jean King, and I said I carried your bags. She says, oh, you're that guy. Oh, Chrissy's mad at you? Ooh, angry.
Now, was this a good job for a kid? Did you
This was a great
nice
gig.
tips?
Good tips. You lived on your tips. You put the check in the bank.
What other famous people did you?
I met Cher when she was married to Greg Allman. I met Bill, Stand By Me Withers. Stand By Me Withers. Bill, Stand By Me Withers. Stand by me. When you're not strong.
That's Benny King.
What?
No, Bill.
Lean on me.
Lean on me.
Lean on me. Bill, lean.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
But you know, to lean. to lean on someone, you actually have to stand by them. So it's very close.
And it was great money. It was great money. And who was the gentleman who was the hosted This Is Your Life program?
Ralph Edwards.
Ralph Edwards. I was standing there, and Ralph Edwards gave me $5 for doing absolutely nothing. He was leaving the hotel, and I'm standing there in my red blazer with my rainbow tie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we wore them with pride. Wear rainbow tie. Show the rainbow, they said. Show the rainbow. And I was just standing there, and he gave me $5. Just put his bags down and said, "Here you are, kids."
No explanation?
None whatsoever. He said, "We did Connie on the show, you know."
Connie?
Conrad Hilton. Yeah. They did This Is Your Life. But it was $5 easy, so it was a great gig. That was a fabulous job.
All right, let's and this other thing must be a fabulous job. This working with Gleason.
Yes, with
now, did you goof around with the guy? Did you spend any off time with him?
I do not know the man. I have a knowledge of Mr. Gleason now, and it was a professional honor and a joy to work.
Anything you can tell us that we might be interested in? Any kind of a story?
No,
any kind of anecdotes?
Not. He would come in. He would make his entrance. Gentlemen, let's get started. And then we would like work all day, and it was all very concentrated, and we wouldn't work, and he would sit like this. Are you all right, Jackie? And then at the end of the day, I believe we're done with Mr. Gleason, and it has been a pleasure. And off he would go. And that was it every day.
I like that.
But it was fabulous. It was real. I mean, it was a situation where I can't believe I have this job. I can't believe I'm coming here every day and doing it. And Eva Marie Saint is in it, and she plays my mom.
I understand the movie turned out very nicely, and I'm sorry we don't have a clip to show tonight. I know you don't how you feel about showing clips, and I certainly understand that.
See, this is I'm happy to show the clip, and if you
the last time you were here, you weren't interested in showing a clip.
This was the old Tom Hanks. This is a brand new thing. I've done a movie with somebody I'm really proud of. Now show the clip.
We don't have a clip. We don't have a clip.
I've been knocking myself out here for 2 segments, and you don't have a clip to show?
We don't have the clip.
We don't have the clip. Okay, can I just show you one thing then? Do we have time to do this? I was in Israel. I was in Israel working, and yes, we're all from Tel Aviv or Haifa. And now, can you tell me what that is? Just you can.
It's a Bazooka Joe comic cartoon little thing you get with bubble gum,
right?
And it's
in what language?
It looks like Israeli.
It's in Hebrew. This is in Hebrew. Now this is really confusing. Because you have to read the panels the normal way, but you read the language backwards. So that was like really threw me. And this joke says, here's a guy
translated
fishing.
this.
Yeah, here's a guy fishing, and a guy is off in the background yelling, "What are you trying to catch?" And then he fishes, and he fishes some more, and then he says, "The bus," as he's walking away.
Yeah.
Now And now this just goes to show you that, yes, the Bazooka Joe humor is universal. It carries all over the globe.
Yeah.
All over the globe.
Let me see what we're doing here. There is no clip, seriously?
There's no clip for this movie.
Do we have any clips at all we can show?
No, it's
What do we have to show?
It's all right.
We have something from Paul Schaefer at home over the weekend. Paul eating breakfast. There you go, Tom.
This is it.
Yeah, Now, this is not actually part of the movie, is it?
No.
That's Paul over the weekend at home.
It's surprisingly reminiscent of the work we did in the film, however.
The movie has opened or opens this weekend?
It opens, I believe, tomorrow, and it's
well, everybody seems to think it turned out great.
Well, we have a lot of emotional investment, and it's very funny. It's a very funny movie at the same time as being hard-hitting, ripped right out of today's headlines.
You're a very funny man yourself, Tom. Nice to see you again. Please come back.